Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're gonna learn how to do the snowflake. This is so cute and so beautiful. I can't wait to share with you. First, we're gonna start with our slip knot. The slip knot in this video, I'm sharing with you how to do it with your fingers. In previous videos, I share with you how to do it with your hook. But again, I have a full tutorial for you of how to do it 3 ways over my course for beginners. Then we're gonna start doing the chains. We're gonna do 6 chains for this project. Again, I have full tutorial ready for you as well if you wanna go and check it out, how to do chains and how to count them. Once we're done, we're gonna connect our last chain with our first chain with a slip stitch. The slip stitch is introduce your hook on the last stitch, yarn over and pull through both, and you close it and you have created the flat circle, which again as well I have another tutorial for you on how to do it in 2 different ways. Let's start with round 1. Round 1, it's gonna start with 3 stitches. We're gonna do 3 stitches that, by the way, they count as a UK treble and US double crochet. So the first 3 chains, they're our first stitch. We're gonna do one actual now treble or double crochet in the US, which is yarn over, introduce your hook in the center of your project. You have 3 yarns. You yarn over, you pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and you pull through the second 2 loop, and there you go, your stitch done. This is gonna be a circle repetition of the same thing. The only thing is that right now you're gonna chain 2 to create a gap in between stitches, and again you're gonna do your UK treble or US double crochet twice. At the beginning we did a chain that count as 1 stitch. Now you're actually gonna be doing 2 stitches. Once you've done those 2 stitches, again you're gonna chain 2. We're creating gaps that we're gonna work in round 2, and you have to do this repetition for 6 times. So 6 group of 2 double crochets or treble crochets on the UK with 2 chains in between. I'm gonna suggest you as well that you take this like tail or end of the yarn that we have over here and that you start attaching it with your stitches. Why? Because that's gonna help you hide that yarn, and by the end of the project it's already gonna be settled inside the project. It's gonna be quite tight and in place. You don't have to worry about sewing it around much because it will already be sewed and attached inside the project, if that makes any sense. This video, it's gonna be slightly longer than usual just because following your comments and your opinion on the videos that I have been shared, some of you that are absolute beginners have come to me saying, I have done the videos slightly too long for you, and the cutting in between stitches and telling you keep going like that and I see you at the end have not helped you with the step-by-step that you have to follow. So in this video we're gonna go through together the entire project step by step from beginning to end. So now we're gonna close our project. You're gonna go to that last 3 chains. You're gonna count 1, 2, 3, and on the last chain you're gonna do a slip stitch. That's the way how we close our rows. Now it's time to move to row 2. Row 2 again is another repetition of stitches, but it's changed a little bit. We're gonna chain 3 once more, flip your project because we need to work on that chain spaces on the what is now our left side. You're gonna do 1 stitch, you're gonna chain 2, and you're gonna do 2 stitches on that same space. Again, our first 3 chains count as 1 stitch. So it's 2 stitches, 2 chains, 2 stitches. Now we have to move to what will be our next chain space. And what are we gonna do? directly we're gonna go and start doing stitches. We are not going to chain anything in between this time. Why? Because on the next row we need that special gap that we have created in between stitches. If we were to do chains, we will be increasing our project, and that's not what we want in here. So those two chains that we're doing is creating those corners over there, and the jumping in between one area and another is creating another type of space that right now looks quite tight, looks quite together. It's not gonna be, and you will see it on the next one. But remember, 2 stitches on one chain space, 2 chains, 2 stitches. So you end up with every single chain space from the row 1 now have 4 stitches created on each. That's what you have to do again along your entire project and all the chain spaces that we have created on the previous row. I hope that makes sense and it's clear that we do not chain in between chain spaces at all. Now, again, we're gonna come to the end of what it is our project once we've done in every single space all the stitches that we have to do, which one more time, if it wasn't clear, was 2 stitches, which is the 2 US double crochets or UK treble crochets. Remember the terminologies are different, it depends of the country. So yeah, you have to do 2 stitches, 2 chains, 2 stitches. Do not get confused from the 2 stitches from the beginning. They might look really close by, but if you looked, can you see the chains before? That is telling you that that's the beginning of the project, and those belong to the other chain space before. So do your 4 stitches here, count 1, 2, 3 on the first chain, and do a slip stitch at the top. There you go, you have closed your extra row that we have created in here, which is row 2. Okay, you just close it down. Now it has a different shape, it has way more stitches than before, and we are getting ready for the next row, which will start having shapes that will help us create the snowflake shape in total. If you want it to be bigger, you will have to continue doing this type of rows and continue working on those chain spaces to increase the shape of, or not the shape, more the size of your snowflake, because the shape is actually absolutely the same. It will just change how big or small it is. So remember that if you were to do it any bigger, this one will be the moment to do it. Otherwise, if you're continuing with me and we are just doing this small ornament and this is what we want, we have to move to the next row, which is row 3. The first chains that we do not count as a row. It's from the moment we start stitches is where you count rows as well. That was something that people ask me about it, and I think it's good that I say that the first chains that we create, that doesn't count as a row. So it is time now to go and work on the chain spaces that we have created and on the spaces that we have left in between stitches. To start, again, we're gonna go and we are going to, how many do you think we're gonna chain? Well, we're gonna chain 3 again, because we're doing the US double or the UK treble crochet. Now, we are not gonna flip our project. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the next space and then we're gonna start doing stitches over there straight away. You will see now how we are gonna use that chain spaces, that new chain that we have created. We're gonna use it at the end of the project, do not worry. Now we're creating chain stitches, chain stitches, okay? So you have created 3 stitches right now and you have to work on that space. So you're gonna chain 3, you're gonna go to that space in between stitches from previous row, and you're gonna do a slip stitch. Simple slip stitch. That's how you're moving along the project. okay? Make sure you pull that yarn quite tight, so that stitch stay quite tight. After you do the slip stitch, what you're gonna do, you're gonna do 3 chains again. So we are creating like a bridge in between. This is why I say it was the petals of a flower. You're gonna see now, they're gonna start to come along and you're gonna understand me. Move to the next chain space that we actually created before and do again 3 US double or UK treble crochets, okay? Once you've done that, what do you have to do? Well, yes, 3 chains, move to the gap in between stitches before, do another slip stitch, chain 3 again, and then move again to the chain space, and again we're gonna do the 3 stitches. Right now it might sound weird, it is not. The more you move along the project and you grow in rows, everything starts to make sense. If you wanted to do flowers, this one will be the way. And after I tried this snowflake and I was doing it, something came to me, which is I can't wait to take 2 or 3 different colors and start creating flowers with you to do like coasters. And in that video, by the way, it's where I'm going to show to you how to do increases, how to do bigger and smaller shapes. So together we are going to practice the smaller shape, bigger shapes, and maxi bigger shapes. Maybe, why not? Let's go all the way to it. So keep going along the entire row, and you will see once you get to the end, that first chain 3 that we've done, and then we start doing the stitches, will make a lot more sense, because that's one of the, let's call them bridges, that we are creating in between stitches, which again, the stitches that you're creating right now is where you're gonna build up the shape of the snowflake, and the chains bridges that you're gonna create it is a connection in between the spiky bits of the snowflake. Might not make sense now, it will make again sense in a minute, and you will see how easy it is to do this type of projects. Again, do your 3 stitches, do not forget to do your chain 3, and then do you see our first chain 3? You're gonna go in between, in the first chain of all, and you're gonna do your slip stitch. So you see we have this shape of a flower. We did not close this row going to the top chain of the project. Be really careful with that. Let's go to our last row. So what you're gonna do is you're not gonna chain anything. You're gonna straight away start working on that first chain space. And we're gonna start working stitches on that first chain space straight away. And the type of stitches that we are doing right now, they are the US single or the UK double crochet. You're gonna make 3 of them, okay? Again, we haven't chained anything, we have straight away those stitches. Remember the 3 stitches that we built up in the previous row? Now it's time to work on them. So what you're gonna do is, can you see those holes, those spaces? I mean, you can see the 3 stitches, the 3 V's on the top, but can you see that space down there? Okay, you're gonna go in the first space over there. You have to see the V on top of your hook, okay? Again, there's really clearly 3 spaces over there, all right? You're gonna introduce your hook, and then you're gonna do a slip stitch. What was the slip stitch? You introduce the hook, you yarn over, and you pull straight away all the way out. You're gonna chain 3. What you will do right now is you're gonna go to the middle stitch of your project, and again you're gonna do another slip stitch. You have created a small bridge over there. Can you see? Okay. Now you're gonna chain 4. Those 4 stitches, you're gonna go in the same middle stitch where you are right now, and you are again going to do another slip stitch over there. Okay, so again, you're creating a bigger shape a bigger little bridge, which again, they are the spikes of our snowflake. You're gonna chain 3 again. You're gonna go to the third stitch space and you're gonna do a slip stitch. So we have 3 chains, 4 chains, 3 chains, and now we come to the chain space from previous row. What do you have to do? Yes, again, US single or the UK double crochet 3 times. Straight away, this time is different because the first time we only have 1 chain space, right? Now we have 1, and then straight away we have another one. You're not gonna do anything in between those chain spaces more than kind of do 6 stitches together, let's say, because there is no space in between. So you've done in 1 chain space 3 stitches, move straight away to the other chain and do another 3 stitches straight away. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now we arrive to the previous chains from previous row. You are again gonna go on that first stitch from the 3 of them. You're gonna do a slip stitch to connect one area with another, and you're gonna chain 3 once more. So in this section is where we create the spikes of the snowflake once more. So it's a slip stitch, chain 3, move to the middle stitch space gap over there, okay, on top of that little row, that little yarn that you can see there, okay, slip stitch, chain 4, and once you chain 4, in that same space, you're gonna do another slip stitch, so you're closing down the rows on that same space, and then you're gonna chain 3, move to the last stitch, and once you move to the last stitch, you just create again the spiky bits from the snowflake, which again is really, really pretty. I don't know if it's for you, for me it is. Let's do one more 3 stitches, move to the other chain space, another 3 stitches again. All right, so it's 3 stitches, 3 stitches, and then we come to the 3 stitches space from before. So remember, first space, we do a slip stitch, chain 3, go to the middle space, slip stitch, chain 4. On that same space, you do a slip stitch, you chain 3, you move to the next space, and then you slip stitch again. So as I'm repeating over and over again, is 3 chains, slip stitch, 4 chains, slip stitch, 3 chains, slip stitch, and then we have the regular stitches, which are the US single or the UK double crochet stitches, okay, which is really simple. I've been saying it to you through the full video, and I really hope that this tutorial show you really easily how to do it, but it's just a constant repetition of the same stitches. And even if it has a lot of different rows and we do a lot of variations on every single row, the main space that you're doing, the row completely, it's a repetition over and over and over again of same amount of stitches. The only thing that can always confuse you is when we actually use the first chains as a stitch, which that's not going to happen in every single project that you do. That's why always pay attention to what we are telling you when we explain the tutorial or when you read a pattern. If those chains that you create do count or do not count as a stitch, because sometimes might sound silly now, but if you count them as a stitch when you shouldn't, you will be building up new stitches over and over again. I know you're a beginner and right now you're like, Nadia, please stop saying those things. You're confusing me. I know, I get it, but I'm here to help you and to teach you how to do all of these incredible projects, which are really simple once you practice a lot. As I always remind you, practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the better you will get, and the faster you will be able to do any project that you want to. By the way, I'm gonna come to you in and I'm gonna come to you in next videos, not in previous. I already show you a lot of ornaments, but in next videos, I'm gonna come to you with things that you have requested as well, which they are Christmas hats and they are stockings for the chimney. So we are gonna do the big stockings. We've done the small ones. I'm gonna come with a big one. The pattern is not the same one. This one is gonna be different one, and it's gonna be a chunkier yarn, which is really, really pretty, by the way. And I can't wait to show it to you. I'm halfway through it because obviously it's bigger and I wanna make sure I learn all of the steps before I share anything with you. But I'm really looking forward to share that with you. So far, I hope you're practicing all of this that I'm sharing with you. And if I haven't said it already in this video, which I don't remember, I might have said it. It's a really long video, so I forget what I'm talking because I'm talking too much. I want to say thank you so much to all of you that have been watching our videos, have been liking our videos, sharing them through social media, sharing with other crochet addicts and others, content creators. Thank you for all the love in any single social media that we are. Like, we really appreciate it, and we are doing these videos for you because you watch the videos and you really appreciate the effort that we put into every single tutorial that we create for you. And again, your opinion matters, so I would like to know if you prefer this type of videos where I slow down and I show you absolutely the entire pattern. Now we have come to our last stitches. Okay, we have the 3 first stitches over there, and now we have the last one. So again, do your last stitches over there after you do your last spiky bits, 3 stitches. And now you will wonder, how do we close it? Where do we climb? You do not climb anywhere. I'm going to show you right now. You see there that is a connection, right? Well, now we're going to go to the first stitch. We're going to do a slip stitch over there in that little gap. And voila, we have connect one chain to another without anything extra or anything visible. Like, if you really see this possible, it might be quite hard for somebody to say, where is the project start? As usual, I like to chain 1 and then pull my yarn through. So I make sure I make a really tight knot over there. As I said, this project might be small for you. You might want to do one bigger. Why not? Be my guest. Do it as bigger as you want to. Just copy the repetitions that I showed to you before. This is an ornament for me. That's why it's this size. I'll say pull a little bit the spiky bits to just like put them out to place and more prepared to what it should look like rather than just all crumply all together. Bring the center of your yarn to the back. Found the difference between back and front. It's really visible. Now, we are gonna create the hook for being an ornament, okay? But again, by all means, leave it this way. Use it as a coaster. Decorate a table with it. Decorate different parts of the house, or put this one in a string with different other ornaments that I have showed to you, and I'm coming with more. I am not done yet with that. Or like me, we're gonna do a chain right now that is gonna become our hook for the tree, and hang it on your tree. The more colorful you make it, the better. So it brights up your tree and it's just make all your crochet project even more visible. So let's move along. We're gonna go to that center space where we just finished. I know you will be like, why did we cut the yarn if you are gonna do it again? Well, because I like to do this separate, okay? So you're gonna pull that yarn. You're gonna do a really tight knot over there. The tighter, the better. This is absolutely out of your main project, so it's so easily to come off if you don't tie it properly. Put your hook through, pull your yarn, and now you're gonna chain 20. 20 might be too much, too little for you. Do 20, check how is it. If you wanted to do it longer, by all means do it. If you want to do it shorter, by all means do it. These alterations, you can easily do them because this is your personal preference for what you have to do. Now, to close it down, first of all, make sure those chains are straight, please. You don't want wobbly chains. Introduce your hook on the first stitch. Pull your yarn out and close that with a slip stitch. Pull your yarn, cut it off, and we're gonna do a few knots because we want to secure that hook that we just created. We don't want anything to be going anywhere. So do a few knots. Take your yarn needle and hide those ends. No need to be completely because they are quite long, honestly. They are a bit long by what I will normally do in my regular projects. But hide it enough to make sure it is tight. But we're done. This is how simple, how easy it is to make a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous snowflake. Especially, I'm really happy that I found this shiny yarn just because of how sparkly it is with the glitter and how beautiful is it look. Again, you can make it any bigger, you can make it smaller. Yes, I'm not going to suggest you to do it any smaller, but by all means do it, please. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, give us a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share with others. Leave us any comments if you would like me to do it any slower, any faster. And don't forget to press the notification bell so you will get notified every time I upload a video, which I'm trying to do it every single day. I'm trying to be here with you with one new Christmas project so you can build new Christmas gifts, new decoration, new things to sell during these holidays, or just practice for other times. Why not? Practice is really good. I really appreciate you're here with us and that you're enjoying, as I say, every single video that we are here sharing with you every single day. And I will see you on the next one. Bye now.